Really glad you made it, because today I'm going to share with you why being strong on a leg extension machine doesn't mean that you got strong knees, and how you can actually test the strength of your knees using the $1 million knee exercise. I'm going to get back into that later, but first I want to talk about the leg extension machine, which we still see quite commonly used in rehabs to test, okay, your strength from side to side. Are you in balance now? Are you equally strong from side to side? And that's exactly where the problem is, because with the leg extension, we are mainly focusing on that muscle in a pretty short range as well. And we're not really looking at the connective tissue, which is what got injured most of the time, right? Meniscus, ACL, PCL, all that stuff, all those ligaments that get injured all the time. But then we go and focus on a muscle focused, really muscle dominant exercise, a leg extension, instead of actually using a joint dominant exercise that puts your connective tissue under tension and has those compressive forces in order to test how strong your meniscus, your ACL actually are, right? And that's why so many people get really strong here at the leg extension, build that muscle, but then they still have the swelling. Their knee still isn't able to really handle the high impacts of the sport. And if we test them with the $1 million knee exercise, which by the way is the Poliquin step up, named like that by world-class strength coach Charles Poliquin for a reason, because this exercise actually focuses on your joint dominance, right? It takes out your hips. It actually tests your knee in a really sport-specific position, and also with high compressive forces, high tension on your ACL, which is what we need if we really want to see how strong your knee actually is in order for you to feel safe to go back to the sport you love. So I'm not saying that leg extensions are bad, but leg extensions alone are not going to make sure that you have strong knees. There is more that goes into it, even more than just the Poliquin step up. So we talked about the Poliquin step up. It is such an amazing exercise because it literally takes out the hips. It puts direct pressure onto your knee, on your cartilage, on your meniscus, that we actually need to make sure, okay, if you're able to handle a Poliquin step up in that position, taking the hips out even, then your knee is really much better prepared than if you were just to do leg extension and grow your muscles and get stronger there, right? But really important, since this is such a joint dominant exercise, we don't want to rush it, right? We want to regress it to a level where you're not getting any flare-ups, where you're not causing any pain, where you can actually work up over time and then get to these elite standards. In the end, it's all about getting to elite levels, because if you can handle, let's say 50% body weight, 6-inch elevation on a Poliquin step up, then your knee is quite strong in that position. But that's still not all, right? And that's why you have the second exercise, VMO squat, where we actually get into the full range of motion of the knee joint, really getting into that deep knee bend without using the hips again, right? We have that upright vertical torso. So from the very start, we push our knees forward, which means, okay, now there's already pressure on the knees. And then we go through that whole range of motion, strengthening the knees. And as we know, deep knee bends are actually shown, okay, to increase these compressive forces, actually create that healthy pressure that we need in order to grow these connective tissues within your knee, right? Getting the full deep knee bend is absolutely crucial. And again, VMO squat can scale to your pain-free level by using assistance, floss bands, really making sure that you can build up without facing those setbacks all the time, right? Which is what we want to avoid. And then last but not least, obviously you have the Poliquin step up, building the quads, building the joint dominance. VMO squat, again, amazing quad builder, amazing knee joint builder, but mainly for the front of the knee, right? Now with the Nordic hamstring curl, we really test the back of your knee. How is your knee reacting when it's literally almost getting ripped apart, right? That's the Nordic hamstring curl, and that's how we test, okay, cool. Are you able to even control down fully on a Nordic hamstring curl? No? Then there's no reason for you to try and go back to the sport, because we know stronger quads in relation to your hamstrings also leaves you at a higher risk of ACL injury, for example, right? So we want to get those hamstrings really strong in a joint dominant way again, because if we hop on a hamstring curl machine, amazing, we can work the hamstrings amazingly well, really get them strong, but we don't have that effect of literally ripping apart it feels, if you've ever tried the Nordic, it literally feels as if you're ripping apart your knee right from behind. And obviously you don't want to go as far as to where it rips apart, but you want to challenge yourself on this Nordic hamstring curl exercise again over time. What we found once a week is most safe for this one, so you can really recover. Obviously just working the eccentric, really fighting that down, making sure you're warmed up for all of that. But yeah, these exercises will allow you to build up to elite levels where we know, okay, now your joints, your knee joint is actually strong, and not just your muscle, right? From both sides, quads and hamstrings. That's the key here. So these should be a big focus if you're coming back from a major knee injury, or if you just want to avoid knee injuries in the future, right? Get your knee joints strong for full range of motion. Get the back of your knee joints strong. Get the hamstrings really strong. Develop that sport-specific joint dominance there with the polyquin step up. You're gonna see, like, if we see so many athletes getting strong in squatting and leg extension and stuff like that, and then you put them on a polyquin step up, let's say 6-inch elevation, and because we take out the hips and because we put the whole body weight literally on your knee, they start struggling, right? And it's a good sign, because then they have loads of room to improve still, right? There's so much potential you have, so keep believing. You have so much athletic potential to still unlock, and obviously minutes to play pain-free without having these injuries, without worrying about, okay, oh no, my knee just doesn't feel good, like it's not feeling as confident. That confidence is key, and if you get strong on these exercises, that's going to give you so much confidence as well. So hope this helped. Day 9 of the Bulletproof Truth. See you on day 10. Peace.